Here we go. Round 1.
Round 1. Fight!
Wardi versus NoveaStar. Ooh, spicy deck coming out of NoveaStar. And even spicy attack choice. One base deck. Maybe Wasp Stinger all in. As Wardi has Scorpions. And Wardi also goes one base deck. As he has Scorpion, Stinger, Butterfly. Oh, but Dragonflies are a big problem, no? Uh-oh. One base against one base. This is already weird. One base against one base. Oh, Wardi. Wardi needs to bring back the Scorpions. Can't let the Scorpions get surrounded. Actually, I really wonder what they built here. Wardi's got the Butterflies. And he does have Hornets. Obviously, he has tier 1 NTR. Maybe one base Hornet is fine against one base Dragonfly. But it's going to still be hard to keep your workers safe. Wardi has dropped an Expand. What I think this means that NoveaStar will pretty much always go Stinger, but then it's Stinger against Stinger. Maybe Defender's Advantage is good enough. Maybe I like this for Wardi. Let's see, what will NoveaStar do as soon as the tech is unlocked? Starforge, so one base, and we are going for Stingers. 4 of them. Stinger, and he goes for a couple of Hornets. I feel like Wardi should be okay here, actually. I think Wardi should be okay. Wardi is waiting. Doesn't want to build the wrong unit. He's going to have to build his own Stingers, obviously. And then I think he's fine. But he does need to take a good fight, Wardi. You need to build Stingers right here, right now. He's going to build a lot of Stingers. How good is this fight? It's good enough. It is good enough. Wardi even has one Scorpion. It's going to attack the main base of NoveaStar. Wardi has played this very well. I am a fan. I am a fan. Don't tell me yet, Eon. I just want to enjoy my series. I'll worry about my opponent after this series. I want to say I think Wardi's got this, even though he's down 30 supply, but this is where... Oh, Stinger fights. Those Stinger fights are very chaotic. Maybe the Hornets will actually make the difference. Does Wardi have enough to hold? It's still 2 bases against 1. Wardi, go back, mate. You have 2 base advantage. Go back. Fight near your reinforcements. Got a couple of extra Scorpions showing up. He's got a couple of extra Stingers. There is a small Stinger advantage on the side of NoveaStar, but he does lose 1, 2, all 3 Stingers, maybe 4 Stingers. Make it 5 Stingers, then that's a hold. If we kill 5 Stingers, it is absolutely a hold. Wardi's going to take the 1-0 lead. I feel like now it's inevitable. Great hold there by Wardi. Good job with the Stingers. Yeah, I don't think Hornet... I mean, I understand getting some extra range damage, thinking you maybe just have a line of Wasp that keep the rest of the army at bay, but Wasp disappears so quickly against the Stingers of Wardi. Wardi played a very good first game. It's kind of a tactical victory. Obviously, some good execution as well. Right when I say that, 2 Stingers are going to go on a little adventure by themselves, but... Alright, we have an Expand now on the side of NoveaStar, but it's still going to take 45 seconds before we get any value out of that. I feel Wardi should be able to get the job done here with his Stingers, with his Hornets, with his Scorpions. He's going to get on top of this base. Obviously, NoveaStar is going to try to save it. He knows if he loses it, the game is over. But if he takes the fight, I'm afraid the game is also over. It is a pick your poison kind of moment. Wardi just has more. That should do it. I kind of thought that was the GG, but that's not the main, guys. But it is GG. Scorpions and Stingers too powerful here. NoveaStar is going to be forced to tap out. Wardi takes the 1-0 lead. He played well. He said, alright, you won base, I won base. And then Wardi at one point said, I believe this is the right moment to drop an Expand. His opponent thought they could just send it. All out units, all out aggression of one base. But Wardi with the clutch hold takes the 1-0 lead. Good stuff. Wardi power. 1-0 for the big dog. I wonder if we're going to switch it up completely. Wardi did promise us that if he takes a 3-0 lead, he's going to give us some Krabbies. I did not forget about that, guys. The Crab is the only tier 1 unit that really has not received any love whatsoever. Of the 5 basic starting units. I'm not talking about the NTI units, because I don't think I've seen a lot of like Beetles and regular Hunters either. Alright, game 2.
Round 2. Fight!
Wardi versus NoveaStar. 1-0 lead for Wardi. Wardi goes for a quick Expand this time around. And NoveaStar does the same. And NoveaStar is such a spicy deck, by the way, with Bombers and Swift Shockers. Wardi's got Swift Shockers as well, and Destroyers. And he's got the bios, as he likes to call them. So Wasp versus Scorpion at first, and we will take it from there.
Should we start walking?
Should we start working? Snip, snip. I love Scorpions, guys. The voice lines are great. Even though I really missed a couple of the voice lines of my missile bots, I hope that they will make it in. Measles. Get your measles here. I think Wardi in his main should always be fine. Not really in any danger of losing your main. Maybe if the Wasp would get like deep into your workers, it could have been very annoying, but NoveaStar does not want to give up that many Wasp early on. Goes for tier 2 Foundry as Wardi goes tier 2 Starforge, guys. So we're going to be able to make Stingers and Butterflies on the side of Wardi, while NoveaStar's got a very, very explosive, spicy deck. And one thing I'm not totally certain of is how the Swift Shocker performs against the Stinger. I feel like they are somewhat similar in a way. I'm going to assume that Swift Shocker is a little bit better, but I could be completely wrong in that regard. We might actually see our very first few bombers being made of the entire tournament. Or all these show matches, not quite a tournament. I wouldn't hate a couple bombers. I hope we get to see them. Wardi goes up to 3 bases. Ooh, that's a risky moment, I feel like, to go up to 3 bases. Because I think NoveaStar is going to spend all his money on tier 2 units. And here come those Swift Shockers and probably a couple Banelings too. Yep. Oh, that's not a couple Banelings. Or bombers, we should call them. They are not Banelings. Wardi goes for a Scorpion run by. Scorpion run by should be excellent here. But this is where those bombers are going to be so damn scary. Wardi's going to have to split a little bit. How good are these splits? Honestly, not the worst. I would have done a lot worse. But there are still so many Wasps remaining. There's a couple Hornets in the mix as well. We need to move our Stingers, Wardi. Okay. Actually missed opportunity by the Wasp play. He could have surrounded all of them. Did not surround them. And look at Wardi. Wardi has been paying attention to all these show matches. And he says Scorpion run-bys are the way to go. I actually think Wardi just wins now. Wardi has killed so many workers in the natural. I'm surprised that we had all-out bombers as we are still ignoring them Scorpions. Wardi is a gamer. Wardi is a gamer. I feel like the Wasp should have absolutely surrounded the Stingers over here. That was a tiny missed opportunity. Wardi is down a tiny bit in supply, but it's 3 bases against literally basically 1 base right now. 1 base and a single worker. While all of Wardi's workers are here. These workers are online. He lost a single one. Just pure Stingers should get the job done here. Well, get a couple Scorpions obviously, but Stingers is so good. Wardi knows there are still a couple of bombers in the mix, and bomber connections are decent, but Scorpions are so freaking tanky. And the Wasps are actually kind of blocking the bombers from getting through. Still a couple of Swift Shockers in the mix, but the Stinger count is so damn high on the side of Wardi. And I feel like this should be game. They're all so quick. All these units are so quick. A couple of bombers crash into Scorpions, but it doesn't matter. Wardi can make Scorpions for days. We even have the Butterfly drive-bys. Wardi is now harassing the main base. Oh my goodness. Wardi, he was underselling us, guys. He was under-promising. And he's absolutely over-delivering. Oh, I've seen my opponent. He's so good. He beat me the last 3 times we played. Look at Wardi. He's dominating. Wardi is an absolute animal. Wardi is a big Pokemon fan. And if this was a Pokemon match, I feel like Wardi's got 4 Charizards right now, while his opponent is working with a Diglett. Or maybe a Duck Trio, but that's not going to stand a chance against all these Charizards and Venusaurs and Blastoise of Wardi. Wardi's all over him. We can even go tier 3 here if we want to. Look at this Butterfly. Pew 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 pew. Butterfly's so good. 4 base Wardi. What an animal. What an absolute animal. He's playing well. He's kind of making the right strategic choices so far. I think his opponent got a tiny bit carried away going for like mass bomber. I would have liked to see like 2 bombers and then a bunch of Swift Shockers, but he went mass bomber and this wasn't really the play. Wardi with a full Scorpion surround on the natural. That is going to do it. A 2-0 lead. And that means that we are now 1 map away from seeing some Krabbies. He promised us Krabbies. We might see some crabs. Also for Wardi, there is $150 on the line if he wins this best of 7. $50 on the line for the loser. There's a new lobby up. 2-0 lead. He is obviously not there yet. And we can't celebrate too early, but so far I feel like Wardi's just playing smart. He's sharp, he's dialed in, he's not tired from all that casting. He's making the right reads on his opponent and yeah, builds the right units, has them in the correct positions. And that Scorpion run by, he's been taking notes from all the big dogs that we've seen over the last 2 days. A fantastic Scorpion run by. Game 3 is about to begin. Oh, my nose is so stuck. Everything in my head is stuck. It's been like for 4 or 5 days now. It's incredibly frustrating. I just want to feel like myself again. I don't feel like there is a crazy amount of pressure in the top of my nose and in my forehead. Don't feel like too miserable, it just feels awkward. I mostly feel awkward. But we have loaded into game 3. Wardi has taken a 2-0 lead, and that is anything but awkward. As NoveaStar goes for a quick expand. Still Wasp. We have the Swift Shockers and Bombers. As Wardi has gone Swift Shockers. Destroyers, haven't really seen any of that. Wardi has so far been a pure Stinger boy. 2-base Starforge has been the right way to play so far for Wardi, as he sneaks a couple of Scorpions immediately to the bottom right. Very surprised to see Wardi's opponent build Hornets so quickly. I very rarely feel like that is the correct choice, but okay. It is nice to get a little bit of range damage, as obviously pure Wasp against Scorpion can get awkward, because then sometimes not all of your mana units can actually find surface area to battle. But Hornets are expensive and they just don't do crazy damage. Wardi once more goes 2-base, a Starforge, Stingers and Butterflies. That has not changed. And Scorpion run by is going to be gnarly, man. There really is nothing protecting this natural. I kind of like already where this is going for Wardi. 4 Scorpions has been the magic number throughout this entire weekend of high level Battle Aces gaming. Now all these units, they were turning around. In the end, they don't turn around. He's just ignoring it. NoveaStar, mate. What are we doing? We're completely falling apart right now. So what are we looking for? The surround here? If you want to take this fight, you're going to have to surround. This is insane. Wardi is absolutely crushing. I mean, Hornets are just not that strong. Sure, they'll deal some damage. And if you have enough of them, oh, Wasp turning around when they shouldn't. It is at least 3 bases, but we're going to have 3 base basic units. I mean, this is a field day for Stingers, no? Wardi can once more go maybe for like 1 or 2 Butterflies just to send them across the other side of the map. And come in from the bottom right, kill some workers. And besides that, just go ham on the Stingers. But going pure ham on Stingers is totally fine too. Wardi has also made a couple of Hornets. Interesting. We're looking for a surround on the side of NoveaStar, or maybe an all-out counter-attack? Is that going to work then? The workers do spawn, Wardi's going to ignore them, he goes for the base immediately, so we now have all these units in the main base, but you're never going to kill the main. And Wardi's army is damn quick too, because Wardi has so many Stingers. You need to move your Hornets, mate, just shooting at the main, that doesn't do anything. NoveaStar is getting bumped by Wardi. There's no other way to put it. I was worried about Wardi, but I had to be worried about NoveaStar instead, because it's just not going his way. Wardi is making pretty much all the correct choices. He's playing it well. And NoveaStar is just making a couple of mistakes that you cannot get away with against a player like Wardi. Because Wardi really has played a decent amount of Battle Aces, especially in the beginning. Last week he has not been mega active, but I always thought Wardi was pretty good when he was playing, and he's showing us here. And maybe even if he hasn't played that much over the last few days, he obviously has now seen a lot of high-level games. He knows what works. And NoveaStar is just making a lot of questionable choices. We do have a couple of big bomber connections, and that gives you a little bit of hope. I just don't really believe in like Mass Hornet. I don't know what Mass Hornet is ever supposed to be good against. Maybe Dragonflies or Butterflies, but that's about it. The Swift Shockers are just going to show up a little bit late. And in very underwhelming numbers. 3 bases against 2. Maybe a few more massive bomber connections in the middle of all these Scorpions to turn things around. We have a bunch of bombers in the mix. Good job by Wardi. Leaves a couple of Scorpions in the front, turns the rest around. Sting is still doing that thing. Wardi's army is just bigger. Wardi has more. It's bigger. It's more powerful as he's going to take out the natural. It's 3 bases against 1. This cannot possibly go wrong with Wardi, for Wardi. We really have to stop building so many Hornets on the side of NoveaStar. So they're just a bit too expensive for what they give you. Like, in theory, it's nice where you're like, oh, I have a little bit of range damage while I have a lot of melee units in the name of all these wasps. But it's just not really worth the money. And it's better to save it and spend it on something that's a bit more impactful in tier 2. Like the stingers that Wardi is building. And obviously this is game over. There's nothing else to really make of this. Wardi is going to take the 3-0 lead. And you guys know what that means. He's going to give us some crabs. Some crab gaming. But he's got some money. I feel like he's wondering what he wants to spend it on. In the end, it's just going to be a lot of scorpions. Might have a tiny base trade here, but this is not a competitive game anymore. Wardi is way richer. He's got a couple of butterflies, I believe, as well, flying towards the main base. Gets a nice round here. Beautiful army movement, obviously, by Wardi. Here are the butterflies doing their thing. Pew, 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 pew. And just like that, it's a 3-0 lead for Wardi. And Alex says Wardi's smurfing. Ah, you know what, mate? That might be a thing. What if Wardi is low-key 9k and he's been fooling all of us? No. Wardi did say that he hasn't played that much last week. He said his current ranking is 6,200, but he also believed that he could be a bit higher, so he said anything around 7k is fine. But yeah, looking at this, I feel like it could have very well been 8k. Well, let's see how good he is with those crabbies then. I hope he did not forget, because we did not forget. Wardi said if he's up 3-0, he's giving us crabs. So, we better see some crabbies here. No, he said what Wardi said is that his current ranking is 6,230, but he said anything around 7k should be fine. But yeah, actually looking at the way he plays, I think we could have easily given Wardi like 7,500 or 8k, because he's clearly playing well. But guys, it's all still very early, and we're just doing our best with these show matches. And obviously, it sucks for NoveaStar if Wardi just turned out to be a little bit too good. NoveaStar is 7,000, so it has a higher ranking than Wardi. But yeah, Wardi has just not maybe lifted his or realized his full potential yet. But obviously, there is no foul play here. Wardi would never lie to us. Maybe he's just better than what he thought he was. Or Wardi just shines the brightest when the spotlights shine on him. Maybe he's just overperforming. Perhaps he is the Jonas Sotala of Battle Aces. Who knows? Crab! And it seems like NoveaStar. What? Mate, you cannot select crab and then build gun bots. Are we cheating already, guys? Just give it to me straight up Twitch chat. Is this cheating? If we play Krabby, I don't want to see 12 gun bots being spammed. I feel scammed. That is absolutely cheating. Alright, fair enough. And NoveaStar is building Hornets again. Hornets are just not it, guys. They really are not it. Hornets is something that, like, if you're pushing in the center, you've got a very strong ground army. You have to worry about a couple of dragonflies, butterflies. If you want to reinforce with Hornets, that's fine. But building Hornets early, look at how much better the gunbots are. And the gunbots are even cheaper. I mean, Crab Gunbot against Crab Hornet. I know what I'm picking. Obviously, if Krabbies can get on top of the Gunbots, you can actually deal some damage to them. And we should have Defender's Advance here. Wait, what is this one base on landing? Okay, that's kind of odd. Guys, Wardi is sending it on one base. He hasn't attacked, he hasn't expanded. Hello? Wait, NoveaStar is winning now, no? If we don't lose all of our Hornets for nothing, if we just build a few more Krabbies, mate, build nothing but Krabby. I actually think we're kind of okay. He is losing a decent amount of workers. That sucks a little bit, but at this point he still has a 7 worker advantage. Wardi has not tacked. Wardi has not expanded. I mean, the gunbots are doing so much better than the Hornets. It's kind of insane. Now Wardi is expanding after killing almost every single worker. I'd say small advantage still for NoveaStar. Actually, pretty big advantage. He's got a way bigger army. Ignore everything I just said. Not small advantage. Big advantage. Wardi had a 3-0 lead and he said he would give us crabs. I kind of felt like we could have at least tried to play a normal game with the Krabbies, but Wardi went for a crap gunbutt 1 base all in. Not a sentence I've ever really said before, either playing or watching Battle Aces. Does seem like NoveaStar is going to get a point on the board here, as Wardi has obviously spent his money on an expand that's not quite paying off yet. Those workers are not online yet. And it's the Crabs and Hornets that in the end are better than Crabs and Gunbutts. But I feel like that was mostly because of the defender's advantage. GG. 1 map for NoveaStar. Now Wardi is immediately going back to being a stinger boy. I can already feel it, guys. Stingers in the air. Yeah, I don't think Wardi really put any thought into that deck. I don't think he ever planned on letting this get up to tier 3 versus tier 3. Wardi just wanted to fulfill his promise of giving us some crabs. And now he's gonna go back to building stingers. Yeah, but I don't think Wardi even thought about that, Alex. I thought Wardi's plan was just like, well, I promised to make some crabs if I'm 3-0 up. I'm up 3-0. Let's make crabs. Let's go for the crab gunbutt 1 base all in. And let's hope that it works. And it didn't. And then he just left. Game 5. Wardi still up 3-1. And I expect we go back to something that he's a little more familiar with. NoveaStar still playing crab. Expand against expand, guys. How do crabs do against scorpions? Is that like the only situation where crabbies do alright? Or would you guys say they're also bad? Why is he always building hornets so early? It makes me sad. Hornets are really not it. It's nice to maybe have like 1 if you want to scout, but I just don't like it. Crab crushes scorpion but died to surround. Alright, so maybe the crabby can shine. What if we now get the reverse sweep from NoveaStar with crabbies? Wouldn't that be something? Just completely revolutionizes the meta with Crab Bomber. Wardi goes 2 base, a Starforge, a Stinger, Butterfly. Curious how this fight is gonna go. Obviously, defender's advantage is big. Wardi's already lurking around the corner, by the way, in the bottom right side with a tiny scorpion run by. It is so important for NoveaStar that he doesn't lose any workers. He's been mostly losing it out economically in these games. Thinking about turning around here, he is not paying attention. Wardi with 4 scorpions into the natural of his opponent is once more going to deal a lot of economic damage. He is losing the fight in the center. Yeah, I guess it's kind of okay to lose the fight in the center if you're dealing damage, even though he's going to have to build a lot of scorpions now defensively, otherwise he might be in trouble. Look at how much hornets suck, guys. Like, it just takes forever for these hornets to kill a couple scorpions. I mean, I guess it's somewhat similar to how gunbutts would perform if you don't stim or overclock. I have no idea why this man loves hornets so much. I've never found a single player on Battle Aces that builds this many hornets when you really don't need to. "50 hornets, 1 shot a scorpion." Alright, sorry, I stand corrected. The Hornet drive-by. I've legit not seen this yet. In a couple 100 games of Battle Aces, I have not seen the Hornet drive-by. And we don't really get to see it this time around either, unfortunately. The Scorpion run-by, though, that's one that we are very familiar with. They're actually not the worst against the Stinger. Krabby! Come on, Krabby. Krabby's for NoveaStar as he is buying some time for his own Stingers. And for maybe some crabs right now coming in from the top. The Krabby surround, guys. Is there a world? Krabby surround! Hey, not bad. Stop spending your money right now and spend it on something that's good. Like mammoths, stingers. Honestly, he's kind of cooking this game, no? Guys, Crab Hornet. If we send it right now with stingers. Crab, Hornet, Stinger. 2 base against 3 bases. And we fight around the 3rd base of Wardi. You don't think we're cooking? Look at Wardi and his micro. Looks like I'm lagging. stutter step micro coming out of Wardi. Wardi is going to go for the butterfly drive-by once more. Fight in the center of the map might be a very difficult one for Wardi. There are a couple stingers in the mix as well. Extra stingers showing up. Scorpions are just damn tanky. 3 bases against 2. Wardi is kind of cooking. Here come the butterflies. We have a million hornets, but those hornets are not doing what they are supposed to be doing, and that is gunning down airships. Instead, they are battling scorpions in the center of the map. That is not it. Wardi seems like he is going to be the one walking away with 150 buckies, as he will take out the man who apparently has been terrorizing him on the ladder in the last 3 times they played. But Wardi did just look like the more complete player here. Wardi looked stronger. Is this our first serious case of smurfing? No, I'm kidding. Well done by Wardi. Played well, had a very good read on the builds that his opponents were going for, and unfortunately for NoveaStar, it just didn't really work out. The Hornets. I think NoveaStar loves the Hornets a tiny bit too much. They will be very useful sometimes if you just need something that shoots up, but they're not going to make the difference for you in those battles between scorpions and wasps, etc. There needs to be a third bigger crab, Kraken size. I think there will be one day. If we already have the Kraken, why won't we get the absolute biggest of king crabs? We'll call it the God Crab. And it is the ground version of the Kraken. Yeah, God Crab. That's exactly what I was thinking. The Gabe Crab. The big Gabriel Crab. One last ditch effort Hail Mary play coming out of NoveaStar, but unfortunately for them, Wardi was just a tiny bit too powerful. What does Wardi have right now? Does he have anything extra? He's got Swift Shockers. Wardi's got a lot of money. That's something he absolutely has. Casually attacking with 2,200 minerals in the bank. Call them minerals. I know that's not the official term. But Scorpion Stinger is just a little bit too powerful here. GG gets called. Wardi wins his best of 7 4-1. Which also means that the caster aces are now up 4-2 over the challengers.